Esse spawn aqui é interessante. Beleza, Vianense. Tá todo mundo lagado pra caralho. O Elf tá ali. Dá pra posicionar no gancho aqui no meio do mapa. Vai ser esse aqui mesmo. Inacreditável. Tá, agora eu tá ficando isolado. E o Chris passa pro save. Tem um note forte de gens pra cá. Vou perder o gens do Wolf. Mas eu consigo jogar pra parar esses gens aqui. Double save. Não. Ninguém passou pro save ainda. Vamos forçar esse save logo. Salvou. Se for dessa, não vai chegar muito longe. Safe. Eu tive a impressão que era DH isso. Break? Sim, lucky break. Parece gens aqui. Ele resetou com o medkit, o Drove talvez fique pro save, ou o Chris já vai receber pelo save. Eu acho que ele vem pela check. Tem gente aqui. Cadê? Tinha outro cara aqui. Sim, tem esse carete ali. O Darolf tá aqui. O Corvo desceu, é meu. Ele tá pro Gen, não? subiu lá, é lá o pré-live. Safe. Já foi dessa. Vídeo embaixo do gancho. Ele tava lá pra curar. Nice. Safe. Esse cara é um breakable. O Deruf fez o pneuzinho bem isolado, né? Então não vai ser um breakable. Safe.
Hello everybody and welcome to the first of our killer versus staff team games. We're gonna have Phenom on the nurse on Records Yard, immediately gonna also find Ryan out in the open. That this should be a very quick first hit. We do see an interesting build, a very Jin pop regression based build. We have Call of Brine, Overcharge, and Pop Goes the Weasel all on one build. Phenom really wants to hold these generators as much as possible. We do see the scratch marks in the back, but Phenom isn't going to go for the survivor that was zoned. Instead, going over to where one of the survivors is working on the generators. That's going to be Ephemeral found out, and Direwolf also on the edge map going to be found. Phenom immediately should get it down here. A very quick down. The Firecracker also going to go down to celebrate the first down of the match. Ephemeral going to be hooked, however, next to where all the generators are currently being worked on. However, in the meantime, we do see that Corrupt is going to be gone. Ooh, and a survivor going for the sabotage of that hook. The hook does go through onto Ephemeral, however, and Phenom is going to try to look for their next opponent.
Yeah, very early first look. We do typically see that on a nurse. We can see the gen kick build coming through here. The Pop Goes the Weasel applied out, although I'm not sure that perk did too much there. We do see the Collar Blind applied to it. See the gen outlet in yellow, and now nurse can be looking around for some more survivors, kind of trying to keep not too much of a distance away from Ephemeral on the hook. As in, imagine he wants to tunnel out as soon as humanly possible, and tunnel out on nurse, especially with the hook this early, could mean a disaster for the survivors of Team DBD. And honestly, with the gen kicking build that he has, we might even be seeing a 4K very early, especially with this early hook.
Yeah, but we do see another generator popping in the meantime. That's going to be 2 points for the DBD League Staff Team. But as Momo said, this could be a very, very early turnaround, especially because it seems like Ephemeral is going to be hitting second stage unless Cassie has anything to say about it. However, Phenom already getting a hit onto Cassie. That's going to mean it's going to be very risky to go for the save, and they're not going to be able to as they do get it down. And right next to the shack as well, that's going to be basement if Phenom chooses to go for it. And Ephemeral also hitting that second stage at the same time. That's not going to be good for the DBD League staff team. Ooh, especially when Cassie is also going to be put right next to where that hook is. But in the meantime, we will see the save going through. However, the staff team is definitely going to need a lot of gen pressure if they're going to be able to get out of this precarious situation. We do see the tunnel out trying to go onto Ephemeral. Phenom does get the down, no off the record, no BT to speak of, and that's going to be all she wrote for Ephemeral unless we see a DS. And there's the DS coming through. Oh, that's going to buy a little bit of time. They're not going to be able to make much, but they should be able to, ooh, I was going to say juke around this obstacle, but no, they go down once again. Not enough time bought by that DS after the nerf. Only 3 seconds available to run away, and Phenom is going to get their last hook onto Ephemeral, their second hook also, and that's going to be them out.
Yeah, and we talk about Decisive Strike, a very strong perk, but still against Nurse, it is so much weaker now than it was before. Honestly, just a single blink of distance, and I'm talking, but we find ourselves in the next chase of the game with Nancy. That's now a hit onto her pretty early on. You see the medkit in Ryan's hands, but unfortunately, it's not going to help him out too much in the chase. However, we do typically see a dead hard with the medkit, but this is the down now before we can see the dead hard, and Ryan will be taking it. However, Phenom going for the slug here, trying to maybe use his gen kicking build, and I'd assume he'd go back now for the pickup after he's used his pop goes the weasel. This is honestly so much pressure for Phenom right now. He's kicking all of these generators, which makes me very interested. The fact that he did not bring Eruption, the fact that he thinks 3 different gen kicking builds are more worth it than Eruption in play. But the Overcharge and Call of Brian have definitely done wonders this game, regressing the gens very, very much. And I'd imagine that Ryan getting hooked right next to these generators regressing is going to do wonders for Phenom's generator pressure.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to see, however, that Phenom is going to head away from the hooks now, away from the generators, trying to find a survivor, maybe going for the reset, or maybe trying to wrap around, and that's exactly what they do find, some scratch marks over there. However, Phenom now going to return back to where they saw a survivor previously working on a generator in this area. However, I do think they've left already trying to wrap around for this hook save. Phenom is going to try and cut them off by blinking towards the shack, but no one's going to be nearby. They're doing an excellent job of hiding and trying to go in for this save. We do see that Cassie was on their way over there, but Phenom has cut them off, and in the distance, Direwolf is working on a generator, so this could be the camp out once again, as Phenom is just doing a great job of consolidating their pressure into one area currently. However, the DBDL staff team could potentially still get an out if they play this exceptionally well.
Yeah, and honestly, Phenom with just so much pressure. He did choose the Records Yard, not for a reason. Records, an excellent map for the Nurse, and an excellent prediction coming out here from Phenom onto Direwolf. Direwolf will be taking the hit at the bus, running towards this 4-lane, but unfortunately, I don't think it makes too much. And Phenom with an excellent blink, denying the locker altogether from Dire. An excellent blink right on top of the locker to get the grab before he can make it in. Now this is another hook. We already still have the other survivor hooked, so no gen progress for these survivors. Now the game has come to a complete halt. It is a 3v1, and now it is a scenario where survivors are getting constantly hooked and constantly having to reset. However, we do luckily have the medkit in Ryan's hand, so Ryan will be able to reset himself, denying a little bit of pressure from Phenom, but nonetheless, still a lot of time will be spent. But oh my god, Nancy getting cut out here. Phenom with some very nice games to be finding Nancy resetting all the way in the corner, and that medkit will not do her any good. This is now another hook onto our Nancy. No Decisive Strike, as we've already seen it before, so this is the second hook, I believe, now onto, oh no, the death hook. We did see the second stage already, so it's the death hook at 3 generators remaining, and now that is a 2v1 with many gens up. And we talk about the Nurse on Records. Nurse on Records has been getting some incredible results recently, and honestly, Phenom's showing exactly what that's happening.
Yeah, we're going to see Direwolf now being the next person in chase. They're going to be taking the hit. It's important to note that the Nancy Ryan did have lucky break, and even through that, Phenom was able to find the down onto him. Direwolf, however, now going down, and Phenom opting to try and slug for the 4K here. What a sweat lord. Oh my god, slugging in pubs right now. SMH my head. Cassie, however, is going to immediately be found after the slug, and this should be a hit now onto the survivor. Yes, ooh, a very good blink from Phenom. The wall on the window wasn't able to come through there now, and this should be the down as well. Ooh, some beautiful one blinks coming through from Phenom, and that's going to be the 4K at 3 generators versus the DBD League Staff Team. We did mention that you do have to not be Nurse or Blight to get the $10, so Phenom won't be getting the $10 in this situation. However, he has shown a very, very wonderful performance, getting the kills here at 3 generators remaining.
Yeah, and as you mentioned before, there's an amazing performance coming out here from Phenom. Excellent blinks throughout the game and excellent game sense. Finding that Nancy was just such a nail in the coffin for these survivors, that she was not only deathhook, but she was vulnerable. She was healing in the corner, so very nice job done by Phenom. In this game, he's just shown so much experience and practice on Nurse. We've seen some very, very precise blinks, and honestly, just showing that he's very, very confident in this killer. That will be the highest close as well. But yeah, a 4K at 3 generators remaining. Very well done by Phenom here.
And as we are speaking